Okay, hello everyone. What is up? Sim here with a Genshin Impact video. Now the video may look a bit weird. I did record this on the wrong settings on my OBS settings. This is all recorded through my PC, by the way, directly from my PC, played on the PC, just to let you know. And definitely it's great on the PC as well. But yeah, wrong settings on OBS, that's on my bad. I kind of did this on the last second. And I decided I kind of just wanted to express how I feel about this game. Because I feel like this game isn't talked a lot, but then again, it has over at least 10 million people signed up under apps or webpage. So definitely this game is heard of. Maybe not necessarily here around the States, but maybe around in Asia. Anyway, this was definitely a game I was looking forward to playing, because definitely PlayStation was trying to push this game out there in a way. And I was a bit suspicious about this game due to how obviously this is I guess you could call it, quote-unquote, inspired Breath of the Wild game. When it comes to simply a quote-unquote inspired game, we're just going to see a copy and paste game, and we're not going to like it as much. But when it came to this game, although, yes, a lot of stuff is really, quote-unquote, really inspired by Breath of the Wild, I say this is definitely a fun game, to say the least, because this is a game available nearly on all platforms. Not on Xbox, unfortunately, but on PlayStation. Eventually, it will be on the Switch. It's on PC, like I said. I've been really enjoying it, playing it on the PC. And it's on mobile. Can you believe that a game like this is on mobile? You could access it. There's like cross saves and cross progression with mobile and PC. Unfortunately, there's no cross saves with the PlayStation, because I wish there was, because I started my my first playthrough on my PlayStation. I didn't play it as much. I just wanted to try it, but it would have been nice to continue where I left off when I replayed it on my PC. To say the least, the performance of this game, it's not the greatest on consoles, or at least the PlayStation. There's only one console, but I'm pretty sure for Nintendo Switch, this game may be a bit hard to perform when it comes to Nintendo Switch. Because if the PS4 is struggling, I could imagine how the Nintendo Switch is. But definitely on PS4, you're running 30 frames, possibly even lower, but more so 30 frames to say the least. You can actually, if you have a PS4 Pro, I think you can uncap the frames by turning on VSync on PlayStation Pro. But the thing is, when you have that uncapped, it's pretty weird. It's definitely weird with its frame rate. The frames aren't stable, and it just seems like the game is stuttering all over the place. So I just highly recommend you play the game. As of now, you play the game with VSync on. But anyway, this is definitely a game to be playing. Like, you have literally no reason not to play it, because this is, first of all, it's free. It's a free to play game, and it's definitely a game where it actually gives you a full-on experience of what AAA title should be. I am not lying when I say that. The way they provide content in this game is incredibly weird, because this is something where I have not even experienced whatsoever. Normally, when it comes to free-to-play games, you're either limited or you're either trapped with monetization schemes within the game. And just to let you know, this is a gacha game. Okay, this is a gacha game, or it has gacha features within this game. So definitely, it's not necessarily like pay to win, but definitely if you do pay, you're gonna get a lot of great things from the gacha system. But this game is 100% totally playable. I put in enough hours to say it is. I guess maybe end game, you're probably gonna rely on the gacha system, if anything. But for its full experience, I guess when it comes to all the story quests and other quests, whatever you want to do, it's definitely playable. And you could grind for items, you could look for items. It gives a full experience of what a free roaming single player game should be, and not only that, it has co-op. I think what makes this game so special is simply because everyone loved Breath of the Wild, how it looked, and how it played. yes, you could say this game copied, because definitely I am a little bit suspicious of how this game is when it comes to their level design and how their art style is, to literally nearly everything about it. But what they did different compared to Breath of the Wild is simply the quests, the characters, the exploration in a way, and the number one thing is the combat. I think they really did a great job when it came to its combat, because it's just simply, the combat is a really unique system in this game, and what makes the game really shine. Because yes, it has the free roaming experience like Breath of the Wild, which is great, but it has the combat, and has an in-depth combat system which Breath of the Wild did not have. Breath of the Wild was just simply just swinging your sword at enemies, and you had a bow and arrow and this and that. Here it has a complex system where you use magic. There's all these elemental reactions, these elemental weaknesses, elemental damages you do, or you can mix up elements together by switching off characters. And also, it's just a great in-depth combat system where it's a very, you may seem like it's a very simple system, but at the same time, you could do all sorts of things, literally all sorts of things. And it doesn't exactly play as Breath of the Wild, because with Breath of the Wild you go through dungeons and stuff and go through shrines. This game sort of is like that, but then again, this game is more linear, and if anything, when it comes to its quest, it does actually be a straightforward quest. You know, it's not those sort of quests where they drag out for a very long time. These quests are actually pretty fun, and why these quests are actually pretty fun to play is just simply because of how they're just straightforward, and they actually tell you where to go and this and that, which a lot of other free roaming games don't tend to do. They tend to not tell you where some certain things are at, even though they should, you know. So that's what I like about this game, is that this game is very straightforward. They just tell you what to do exactly, and they not only that, they provide you a lot of things. Like, I'm still in the middle of the game, and I think I just unlocked the co-op system, because my adventure rank is 15. It's either 15 or 16 when you unlock it. But definitely, I've been playing this game also without using the gacha system. I have not even did any roles whatsoever. I did not unlock any sort of new characters yet, other than the story characters that you unlock later on in the game. So, like I said, this game is truly playable without the gacha system. I spent zero, I guess, what do you call it? I don't know. It's those stars things or whatever, wishes in the gacha system, and I spent zero money on this game whatsoever. If anything, hey man, if I really, really enjoy this game, I'm probably going to spend money on it. But as of now, I'm chilling and just enjoying the experience they are providing me. And even if the single player experience is over some other time, eventually down the line, I wouldn't really be complaining about this game, because like, this game is free and it brings a AAA experience, which this is a big shocker, to the gaming industry. I feel like a lot of people, even a lot of gaming devs, are sleeping on this, because this is something that proves a lot. And not only that, this is from a company I rarely heard of. If anything, if you guys are familiar with the mobile apps, the mobile game apps like Honkai Impact, these are the same devs who made this for these consoles and PC. So these are the same devs that made Honkai Impact, and it makes sense. Literally, the name is Genshin Impact. But yeah, like, these are devs I never heard before, never experienced any sort of game. But they did a great job. MiHoYo did a great job on this game. Even if you could see it as a copy and paste, or even if you think of it as a bootleg Breath of the Wild game, this is just a fun game to play, because it's just simply, it has co-op. It just provides the stuff that Breath of the Wild did not bring. And Breath of the Wild is only exclusive on the Nintendo Switch. So the fact that you're able to play it on your oh, look at that fail. Look at that fail. Sorry about that. Yeah, I was trying to get out my bow and arrow, but instead I got a different character. But anyway, this is definitely a game to play, because like I said, it's just free, and you might as well download it, right? You might as well try it out. I know these sort of games are not everyone's taste, and I understand that, but this is definitely a game you should try out because you just never know in the end of the day. But anyway, I completely forgot what to say, so give me a second. Okay, I'm back. Now, I was about to say that literally, when it comes to this game, this is a game that actually is a multi-platform game. So not everyone has experienced Breath of the Wild, or not everyone was able to experience Breath of the Wild at its full potential. When you have a multi-platform game that's available on PC and you want to play it in its best quality settings as possible, you can do that. Because when it comes to console um, games, they're very limited with their hardware. So it's very unfortunate we can't play Breath of the Wild at its full max settings. When it comes on here, you are. The video that you're seeing, by the way, like I said, the settings on what I have recorded is a bit weird because the video bit rate is weird. Um, but anyway, literally, I was playing the game at a nearly at max settings. Everything was on high except shadows were at medium, but not everything makes a big difference, honestly. To be real with you, if anything, when you're playing on the lowest settings, there's really no drastic change. It still keeps its beautiful art style that it has, which is that cell shaded look to it. Because I did a little test, and the quality when you're playing on low is not big of a difference. Like, if anything, if you're playing on low, I guess you get less detailed of textures or grass you get, and whatever it comes to it. But other than that, like, the game still looks beautiful regardless, even if you're playing on low settings or medium settings. So it's not gonna be end of the world, even if you don't have the best PC running on it. Definitely, this game still has some issues with its optimization, because first of all, this game could only run on 60 frames on the PC, and while on console it's 30. Yes, it is nice to have better frame rate, but definitely I would enjoy this game more if it did had more frames, to say the least. So I do hope later on down the road there would be more, I guess, more patches or more updates to make the game run better, because sometimes also I do lose a bit of frame rate. I do have a sort of a beefy PC. I mean, I have the 2070 Super. I know it's like, oh, it's not the 2080 and yada yada, but definitely a game like this should be able to run over 60 on the PC, you know. But to say the least, it's still a fun game, and when it comes to these sort of games, you don't need all the frames in the world when playing these sort of games. And the combat is just extremely fun. I mean, as you see here, this is a new character I am currently using for this. I guess you could say this is just for in terms of its story, and the way she is handled on here is great. Like, this is fun to play. Like, there's actually different combat with certain characters, because each character is like, oh, you get a mage, you get a swordsman, you get like a great swordsman, and there's also a bow and arrow. And there's probably other stuff I haven't really experienced yet, because like I said, I haven't used the roles yet. I don't know when to use the whole gacha system just yet, whether or not I should do it now or later. But definitely I do want to use up whatever I grinded for throughout the story when it comes to the whole gacha stuff. But for now, like I said, I am just simply enjoying it. I guess to say the problems with this game I've been having so far is just it's just simply maybe the optimization issues it may bring, and also what else, because like honestly I really have no big complaints about this game. This game has just been simply fun to me, because like I said, it's free. There's really nothing to complain about. You're not really paying for it. So if anything, I guess my critique about this game is that it does lack a bit of the combat, I guess, because they want you to utilize their magic. This is a more of a magic sort of game. They utilize a lot of magic in this game, and it's really the core combat system where you gotta mix and match and find weaknesses of elements, use your skills, use everything you can in this game to beat your opponent. And a lot of it is just through magic. Hacking and slashing away or using your bow and arrow or whatever is not going to simply do the trick. You got to do everything as much as you can with its magic. So I did, as someone who loves, like, when it comes to physical combat, I wish they did have air combat. I think air combat would have done the trick for this game, and for me to truly love it. Because sometimes I'm in the air and I'm trying to I'm clicking to attack, but then again, like, this isn't a game like Kingdom Hearts, Devil May Cry, or yada yada. But definitely, I've been really just enjoying how you're able to be so in depth with its magic system, because there's like elemental, there's this whole elemental reaction system. There's this whole you can mix elements together by using wind and all this sorts of stuff that I wouldn't expect this sort of game to have. Like I said, I am still completely learning about everything about this game so far, but this is really just a enjoyable game. It's an enjoyable experience, and I haven't heard tons of praise when it comes to the co-op system of this game, because I heard, first of all, it takes forever to for you to play with your friends, and I definitely understand that. Like, I put in many hours into the game, and I'm already adventure rank 15. I just became adventure rank 15, or about to be 16. So, and I put in like at least 4+ hours on this game already, 10+ hours on this game. Well, probably not exactly on, or maybe I did hit 10. Not entirely sure. I lost track of time when playing this game. That's how addicting this game is. But definitely, it takes forever just for you to rank up on adventure rank. And also, from what I've heard, I can't, like I said, I can't really speak on co-op itself. I can only speak on the single player. Co-op doesn't really provide as much. It's very limited, and you could only do certain amount of things on certain places, on here and there, or dungeons. You could only play through dungeons and fight through waves and all that with your friends, and that's pretty much it when it comes. I mean, you could probably free roam together, but you can't really do the quests that you would be wanting to do with your friends. So that's a bit unfortunate to hear. But like I said, a lot of I guess you could say, the whole cons about this game is kind of swept under the rug, because it's a free-to-play game. I don't know what else to really say in the end of the day. It's nothing to really be complaining about when you are literally able to play a gotcha sort of game at the same time, have a full single player experience, and literally have hours of content to play, many hours to play. It's simply a game that you can't really complain about. But like I said, when it comes to my critiques, I even though I love this game a lot, definitely it is, to my opinion, it is sort of a copy and paste with how the whole free roaming design or level design comes from Breath of the Wild. Also, it would be nice to have more physical combat, because I like to do those combos and juggle them in the air, because you could do that in the game. You could actually juggle enemies in the air, you could combo them in the air in a way. This game is like a very grounded game, so, and I get it, but it would be nice to have some few air combat here and there. So definitely, I hope maybe in the future the combat may be different when it comes to physical combos, but the combat's already fine for what it is, to be honest with you. That's just me. And also, if anything, it would be nice to play more stuff with co-op, from what people said, because co-op is very limited. And also, yeah, that's actually pretty much it. Everything is just nice in general, so I hope this video sort of gives you an insight to what I've experienced, and also I just wanted to put that game out there, and also talk about it with everyone else when it comes to Genshin Impact. This is definitely a game you gotta play. And like I said, I do hope they do fix the optimization issues, and hopefully it'll come to the Nintendo Switch soon, and also maybe the Xbox people could love it. Let's show some love to the Xbox, So yeah, it's a fun game to play, and I hope you guys look forward to playing it. I understand if it's not your sort of game, that's completely fine, but this game is something you should try because it's free. Why not? Anyway, if you guys like this video, remember to drop a like. Remember to subscribe for more content. And also, by the way, any support to the channel matters, to be honest with you guys. Little backstory. I literally used to have a YouTube channel with 1,000 subscribers. I deleted it myself due to valid reasons, like I said. And here I am starting over. So any support to the channel matters, and thank you so much if you guys watched to the end of the video. Anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoy this, and I hope to see you in the future. And also, I will be streaming this game, by the way, so feel free to stop by if you see me streaming on my YouTube. So, and also subscribe so you know when I'm streaming. All right, peace out and have a good day.